I guess, Isaiah, we'll start with you. Just sort of weird game. You guys pulled way ahead early. They cut it back. Just sort of what were your takeaways from this one?
Nothing really. Just got to come back. This is a game we were supposed to win by a lot, but it happens. Got to go back to the drawing board and go from there.
BJ, what did you sort of think of the game as a whole?
It was definitely closer than expected. I mean, they played their good ball. Hats off to Cal State Fullerton. They played good. We just got to come back, more attention to details, and know that Big 12 is coming up, so that's what really matters.
No doubt.
You and Anthony were sort of going shot for shot with each other early. Just sort of how fun was that early stretch there with you guys?
Nah, yeah, we definitely talked about that. We talked about that in shoot around. We was like, I can't say the rest, but that we talked about that and it happened. That just goes off confidence and our work ethic. So that just showed today.
And then Isaiah, you and Christian sort of took over the scoring late there. What were you guys seeing?
Really just playing our game. That's it. Nothing really else to it. Just playing our game, doing what we're supposed to do.
I think you guys as a team had like 13 assists on 19 made baskets the first half, like 4 assists or 3 assists on 14 made baskets the second half. Just sort of what was happening offensively in the second half that maybe wasn't working in that first half?
Really, we was in a flow state. I mean, that's how we're supposed to play. If we keep doing that, we're going to be a very tough team to guard. Whenever we swing the ball and a lot of reversals, we have a higher chance of making it, and that's what we did in the first half. For sure.
Fullerton cut that lead to 1 in the second half. Just what were you guys thinking during that stretch? What were you seeing, and how'd you kind of get through that?
Really just staying together. As long as we stay together, we're going to be good. Just don't get too down, don't get too high, and just stay together.
What are you guys looking forward to? A little bit of a break, obviously Christmas coming up. What are you guys looking forward to?
Home-cooked meal, seeing the fam. That's it, man. Miss my sisters.
Yeah, vice versa. Still going to be working out, same thing, just seeing the fam, and then come back to it. That's it.
Merry Christmas, and thank everybody for coming out. I thought it was a good environment, and I thought the fans obviously were without students, so I thought the fans were great today. That was awesome to see. Obviously not our best defensive effort in the second half, but the bottom line is we're 11-1 going into Christmas, and I'm excited about that.
I think season high in 3-point attempts, a lot of those came early. Just sort of what'd you think about the 3-point shooting?
I thought the ones we took in the first half were good shots. When they guard ball screens the way that they do, and the skip pass is open and you're open and you have good shooters, you should shoot those shots. I thought probably minus 2 or 3 shots in the first half. We took good shots. We had, I think, 8 assists on the first 9 baskets, which tells me that, we're sharing the basketball and being unselfish. The problem is from about that 12-minute mark to the 8-minute mark, we had 0 assists and we played 0 defense. Therefore, they went on a 12-0 run. And that's kind of been the story of our season is, we get ahead and we get a lead or whatever. We get complacent, we get selfish, and, we start taking bad shots.
Is there a correlation between the assist numbers and the defenses? Odd as that might sound, because I think you had 3 assists on 14 made baskets in the second half and a lot of assists in the first half, and then you mentioned the defense. Does that correlate with each other?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're not passing the ball and moving the ball offensively, you create no energy, right? You create no offensive energy, and you take unpredictable shots. And when you take unpredictable shots, you don't get back and get set in transition defense. Now, I can't blame all of our lack of transition defense on unpredictable shots, but I can certainly blame it on lack of effort, lack of communication, and lack of willingness to get back and do your job. So it all ties in together, man. When you're selfish on offense, then you're going to be selfish on defense. You as a team, when you're playing well and you're having energy on the offensive end, you're going to be connected on the defensive end. And the same, if you're connected on the defensive end, you're going to provide yourself better opportunities on the offensive end because you're turning defense into offense. It's all connected, and obviously we've got to get better at that.
The first half was one of you guys' better halves of late. Can you see the defensive struggles coming to a certain extent whenever? What's that like?
We've really dove in a lot to the combinations that are on the floor. And usually when you get at that, first time out, you're kind of subbing, and then you're subbing back in, and you have different combinations. So I've really tried to put a lot of emphasis on trying to figure out, is it the combinations, or is it just we're coming to the bench and we're coming back in the game and we're not ready to play? Now, one thing that happens a lot with our guys, in my opinion, is that they'll come out, and then when they come back in, they've sat there for a few minutes and they're analyzing what they think they should have done better, or they're watching a teammate, maybe play really well, and they're saying, well, now I got to come in and I got to get mine. And that's got to stop. That's got to stop. But, again, we're playing some really different lineups because you're without 3 starters. And so, as Coach Knight said years ago, man, the best cure for selfishness and not playing hard and not doing your job is the bench. But we've got to have bodies to be able to sub.
Isaiah sort of got going in that second half offensively, especially. Just what kind of X factor can he be for you guys, especially with that athleticism?
I mean, you guys, you watched him at Auburn. I thought he was, one of the best players on the floor. And, for whatever reason, a lot of outside noise has filtered into his head, which is a shame because he's a great kid and he doesn't deserve the things that are coming at him from his family, friends, and social media. Like, he doesn't deserve all of that. And, if I had him sitting in front of me, I'd look at all of them and tell them shame on them because they shouldn't treat that kid that way. All he does is work. He keeps his mouth shut, gets good grades. He stays out of trouble for the most part, So, but to answer your question, man, I'm happy to see him because he's stayed in the gym, he's worked, and he hasn't complained. He doesn't start. He comes off the bench. He doesn't complain. He started in the Big East last year and averaged 15 a game. It's not everybody can take that pill and swallow it and still be a good person and a good teammate, and he has absolutely done that.
Without Parsley, you've gotten a more extended look at those freshman bigs. Just sort of what have you thought of their past 2 games? Those guys?
Yeah, I think they each have some talent. I think that both of them are going to have to learn to play at the pace of the game, the physicality of the game, and sustain it. Like, they'll do some good things, and then all of a sudden they hit that wall, and they're not able to push through physically, and that really, really hurts them. But I like both of them. I think they'll be good players if they'll continue to work and learn to play our playing style.
What's the holiday schedule sort of look like for these guys?
Yeah, these guys are all getting out of here for the most part. A lot of them have flights, probably, about 2 hours, 3 hours. So they're all packed up and ready to go is my guess. And they'll all return. The rule was that you had to be on the first flight out of your location on the 26th. So everybody will be back in Stillwater by about 2 o'clock on the 26th, and then we'll practice the 26th, probably twice on the 27th, once on the 28th, and then we have Bethune-Cookman, and then obviously get ready for Texas Tech after that.